In this short video, you'll learn about Web3, what it is, what are some of the benefits and limitations of Web3, how it's different from Web2. We'll also discuss opportunities of making money online with Web3. So let's get started. Web3, also known as Web 3.0, is an idea for a new version of the internet in which apps and websites uses a new kind of decentralized database called the blockchain. The idea is to create a decentralized web where users can transport data from service to service without the big corporate middlemen stopping them. Before we dive into the pros and cons of Web3, let's go back in time to Web 1. Web 1 was the first version of the internet. It was launched by Tim Berners-Lee in 1989. This was the stone age of the internet. If you're younger than me, you probably not remember this sound. Back then, only people who had the knowledge could put information online. During this time, the web was pretty static, consisting of mostly text and some images, and the users were the consumers of the information. And there were not many ways of making money online. People who had the knowledge of HTML made money by creating websites for companies and organizations. Web 2 came some 10 years later. It featured the growth of social media, marketplaces, and self-service platforms. It is the internet that we know of it today. It's now the era of user-created content. Companies started with the development of tools and services that are easy to use, allowing anyone to create and upload content online via the tech giants such as Google, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, which is now Meta. But these free tools supplied by these tech companies that allowed everyone to become publishers was also harvesting our personal data to be used for targeted advertisements and marketing campaigns. And as a result, they made billions of dollars. Web 2 also created opportunities for users like you and me to make money online by participating in programs like Google AdSense, which in turn helped these companies make even more money. Now, one of the major ways to make money online is to create either a digital or a physical product, and you would need to pay Google or Facebook to target their users that might be of your interest. And if you can attract enough of these users and you can prove the value of your product to them, only then they can buy from you. And that's how you can be successful, and that's how people make money these days. So you see, we're bound to these big companies. No matter what we do, it results in exponential growth for these companies. Just a handful of gargantuan companies, whether it's Facebook, Google, Amazon, Apple, or Microsoft, are controlling the web, and they're happy to keep it that way. You see, although I'm creating this video, I'm putting my hard work and time into it. I don't own it. As soon as I upload it to Facebook or YouTube, they own it, and they can delete my videos. They can even delete my channel without any notice. In theory, Web3 will be a combination of the two earlier versions of the internet, but will take the power away from the tech giants and corporations and put it back into the people's hands. And instead of exchanging our data to upload content online, users can become participants and shareholders by earning tokens on the blockchain system, which will allow you to have a say over a network. How does it work? In the Web3 world, search engines, marketplaces, and social networks will have no overriding overlords. In Web3, developers don't usually build and deploy applications that run on a single server or store their data in a single database. Instead, Web3 applications either run on a blockchain, decentralized networks of many peer-to-peer nodes, or a combination of the two that forms a crypto-economic protocol. These apps are often referred to dApps, decentralized apps, and you'll see that term used often in the Web3 space. To achieve a stable and secure decentralized network, network participants, developers are incentivized and compete to provide the highest quality services to anyone using the service. So what are some of the benefits of Web3? Anyone who's on the network has permission to use the service, or in other words, permission is not required. No one can block you or deny you access to the service. Payments are built in via the native token. You can pretty much program anything in Web3. Let's now discuss some of the differences between Web2 and Web3. In Web2, Twitter can censor any account or tweet. Web3 tweets would be uncensorable because control is decentralized. Web2 payment service may decide to not allow payments for a certain type of work. Web3 payments apps require no personal data and can't prevent payments. Web2 servers for gig economy apps could go down and affect worker income. Web3 servers can't go down. They use decentralized networks of thousands of computers as their backend, so it has high availability. When you hear about Web3, you'll notice that cryptocurrency is often part of the conversation. This is because cryptocurrency plays a big role in many of these protocols. It provides financial incentives, tokens for anyone who wants to participate in creating, governing, contributing to, or improving one of the projects themselves in a technical or non-technical way. So you see, this is a big paradigm shift from the traditional way of making money online. You can just make money by contributing to the Web3 ecosystem. You can imagine unlimited ways of making money online with Web3, from cryptocurrencies to owning digital land and properties in the metaverse to owning NFTs, non-fungible tokens. This is already happening. This NFT JPEG that you see has been sold for $69 million. And you can already buy virtual real estate in the metaverse. I know this all sounds crazy. In my opinion, Web3 is getting too much hype. Big tech companies have already invested in this technology and started assembling teams. Do you expect trillion-dollar companies that control majority of the internet to give up their control that easily? But even if the power is taken away from the tech giants, the people currently shaping Web3 are software developers and venture investors. Meanwhile, blockchain networks are not equally distributed and are in the hands of venture capitalists and early adopters. So what happens to Web 1 and Web 2 technologies? It's not like something we will pack up and move into the Web 3 and Web 1 and Web 2 will be gone. It's not going anywhere. There's no need to rush towards Web 3 as it will be a gradual transition that you will hardly notice. And it has some limitations. Now let's discuss some of the limitations that Web 3 has. Building the technology to make the web decentralized, which has never been done before, is a challenge in itself. Experts have expressed concerns over how to regulate a decentralized internet. It would make it even more difficult to control misinformation and prevent cybercrime and hate speech. Scalability is one of the issues with Web3. Transactions are slower on Web3 because they are decentralized. Changes to state like a payment need to be processed by a miner and propagated throughout the network. User experience, interacting with Web3 applications can require extra steps, software, and education. This can be a hurdle to adoption. Accessibility. The lack of integration in modern web browsers make Web3 less accessible to most users. Cost. Most successful dApps put very small portion of their code on the blockchain as it's expensive. We've reached to the end of the video. I hope you found this video useful. If you want more videos like this, then please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like this video, as it will really help me create more videos like this. In the next video, I'll go over how to get started with the development of Web3. I'll leave you with a nice quote from Robert F. Kennedy. In a true market economy, you can't make yourself rich without enriching your community. Thank you very much for your time.